Pro wrestling is the oldest form of Americana folk performance art.
It's just a certain breed of individuals that really go out and they put themselves out there and they're really putting everything on the line.
I go in there and I fight motherfuckers. That's why I get.
This is a wild documentary that I really enjoyed. I was familiar with the backdrop of this type of wrestling, but it was really interesting to see it in this very grounded and intimate scale. I thought the opening was really powerful with the wrestler explaining his journey of trying to go through traditional wrestling and then going to this avenue. And I feel like the difficulties of performing in this space and sort of the artistic merit of performing in this space is sort of undersold, especially when they're not doing it in front of huge crowds on television. But this is actually quite difficult performance art. Requires a lot of energy, a lot of risk, and they can't fake the bumps. And I thought that's what was good about the show, the documentary. I mean, that it showed you that even though it's performance, they still have to take real hits, and they really have to really put their body on the line. It requires a certain level of commitment and discipline to make it happen. And I thought that it really gave a artistic bent to something that appears to be very savage and vicious, and showed how hardworking and how dedicated and how passionate the people involved really were. So I really did enjoy the piece and thought it was a good primer and a good showcase for this type of performance.
Insane subject matter for a documentary, but like in a good way. I really liked watching these shots that were so up close and personal. Shout out to all the cameramen for, not getting hurt in these insane fights where they're like throwing chains and like trying to make their opponent bleed. Like that is such like a down and dirty sport that not only did I not know existed, but I'm sure many other people don't know like is actually real. And there's a ring of it going on. It's a really, really interesting subject matter. I could watch so much more of it. This could be like a great docu-series because it is such like a bananas concept to follow. Really well executed. I really want to see more. I think it's really cool.
I was totally unaware of this kind of wrestling. Wow, these dive bar fights were so passionate and feisty. They use all sorts of weapons to bring down their opponents and make them bleed, like barbed wires, cheese graters, hurling chairs, breaking tables, breaking light tubes over each other. The camera work in this film was amazing, so close to the action you feel like you're right there in the dim lighting of the bars. The hard rock music that goes along with the fights was just perfect, too. I also really enjoyed hearing from the wrestlers about how much they love this. It's amazing as they create this art form for their devoted fans.
It felt like an extreme version of WWE, where you have the theater side of it. There's an overarching story. However, it also has the same element of Jackass, where it is very much no holding back. No bars restrained. They go full force. The best way I can explain it is if you take pro wrestling but remove the safety element and all of the hits are not staged and actually do connect. So that's absolutely insane how by the end of these matches, like you see the wrestlers just raw and bloody, and that it's crazy. But they love what they do, and if it makes them happy, then by all means, I definitely believe that everyone should pursue their passions.
This was gnarly. These guys are taking some real hits here. There's no doubt about that. It borderline difficult to watch. I'm sure when you're there on the scene in the underground death matches and the adrenaline's going and the crowd's all pumping, you can get into it. But just sitting in a comfy chair watching it, it was actually just difficult to see them take so much pain. The light tube stuff actually was probably some of the most shocking. Overall, though, I think they put this together really well. I haven't been to an underground death match, but I feel like this absolutely kind of captures the vibe. It was just interesting to see all these characters Like, looks like they're at the top of their game, doing what they love. So anytime you get to witness somebody doing what they love, it's just it reads so well on camera, and I'm sure in person if you ever get to meet some of these fine performers. So really, again, they did a great job at capturing all that. Used the format well. Nice half-hour documentary, gets us in, gets us familiar, gets us excited about it. Throws us off a little bit too, and I think that's probably part and parcel with the whole genre. The whole scene is just being a little uncomfortable, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Again, not my scene, but I can say I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
Anyway, I just thought the whole thing was really fascinating. I already, before watching this, I found professional wrestling pretty fascinating, but then you add in barbed wire and glass and all these different things, and it just takes it to a different place. It takes it from, like, I don't even wanna say base level because professional wrestling is already pretty intense anyway, and then it just really amps it up from there, and I thought it was really interesting to learn about. I thought the video was really well done because you not only learned about what, like, a death match was, but you got to really talk to or hear from the wrestlers themselves of, like, why they love doing it, why they want to sacrifice their own bodies and things like that, and why, they'll continue to do it because it's their passion, and they, do have some other stuff going on and, like, outside of all of that, but I don't know, I thought it was really, really interesting to learn about.
Very well directed, edited, paced. Everything about it was shot really well. Everything about it really, really worked. For me, the subject matter is tough. It's going to be for a lot of people. I don't enjoy this kind of violence myself. Don't, the barbed wire and things like that into people's heads. And I don't enjoy that. But something that I realized watching this though, it feels like either side, as in most issues, either side are going to be calling out some sort of deficiency in the other side. The people who like it are calling out deficiency, and the people who don't like it, and vice versa. You know. So, anyways, it was interesting though to get into the psychology and understand the thinking of the folks that are into this. And we're seeing these guys are artists and they're looking to express themselves in certain ways. So I can certainly appreciate that. So I hope nobody gets hurt too badly.